More than anyone else trusting you in this life, you have to trust you. And more than anyone else believing in you in this lifetime or giving you acknowledgement, you have to do that for yourself. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to be listening to all these different opinions from people who don't really know you, and they don't know why you have come to Earth. They don't know why you've incarnated. They don't know your birth chart or what you're even here to do in terms of fulfilling your purpose. Only you know that. And like, this is so crucial. Like, every single artist had to do this. Every single amazing great artists had to do this. Michael Jackson had to do this. Chris Brown had to do this. Ariana Grande had to do this. Like, these are people that had to literally keep the public's opinion and view and opinion and like whatever out of the way of their manifestation so that they could create the life of their dreams. And it's so important to like be okay with yourself. And it's so important to like, even if like you think that you look bad, or even if you think that you didn't perform as well as you could have, at least you're showing up. Like, at least you're doing what you are able to do in that moment, you know? And I think that's like the most important thing, because like we're so hard on ourselves all the time. I don't know about you, I'm so hard on myself. I think we all are, especially if you're someone that strives for perfection, like to the greatest of your ability, which I definitely do. It's so easy to be your own worst, like I'm talking about worst critic, worst enemy, right? But you're never gonna be able to get anywhere or do anything if you're like that. Because say you have that mindset all the time, then anything you do or wear or whatever is not gonna be enough for you. And anything you post is not gonna be enough for you. And the likes that you get is never gonna be enough. And the people you help is never gonna be enough. And you're not gonna wanna do anything, because the mindset that you have is the issue. It's where everything starts, right? So you should take the time, if you're creative, if you're someone in the online space, if you're an artist, singer, dancer, what have you, if you have an online business, you should just take the time to really love on yourself, like hide yourself until you're ready to give yourself to the world in a way that is first giving yourself to yourself. When you show yourself to the world, you don't have to give it all away. You don't have to give your love, all away. Like, the key is to give to yourself first, and if the world can benefit from that, then that's all well and good. But you don't give yourself and your energy fully to anyone else other than yourself. You don't give it to your spouse, you don't give it to your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you don't give it to your best friend, you don't give it to the world, you don't give it to anyone. You have to give it to yourself so that you can, it's like watering a seed, and then that thing becomes a tree, it becomes a tree, and that tree has the ability to like provide shade and provide fruits and like all these things that it wouldn't have been able to do if you didn't water it consistently. So you have to water yourself consistently, like you're a tree, and then you can produce fruit that is so expansive and exponential, and like so touching to the world, provided that you water your own garden first and you treat yourself like you're literally a seed. Like, treat yourself like you're fragile and sensitive and sweet, because you are, and everything else will kind of fall into place. And this is so important, because I learned this the hard way. You are going to get stressed out and you're going to get burnt out in your business or in your creative projects or what have you if you don't adopt self-care first. And when I say self-care, I don't mean just bubble baths and mani-pedis. Like, that's obviously the external self-care, but the internal self-care has to be done first. So seeing what mindsets you have that you need to get rid of, seeing how you can take action in your physical world to back up those mindsets, So, like, I'll give you an example. I was trying to grow an Instagram account for so long, and I wasn't really trying. Like, at one point, I kind of just stopped trying because I had a lot of, like, family and friends on there from literally, like, middle school, and I couldn't use it to grow my business. Like, I possibly couldn't. The vibration was just off, So I had to make an entirely new Instagram account, and then from there things really picked up. So I had to switch from the mindset of, oh, people are judging me, like I'm judging myself, like just a lot of judgment for no reason, you know, which is like so much the case when you try to do anything new or different. Even for yourself, like you will judge yourself so much when you're trying to do something new or different. You're gonna be like, oh, why do I look like that? Why do I sound like that? Why do you know? So it's not good for anybody. And the second that I moved on and started a brand new account, I felt free. I was free. I could create. You know, my manifestations came to pass. Like all these things started happening for me. So I took action. I took faith-based action by starting a new account and scrapping the old one. Was it hard? Kind of. It was hard leading up to the decision, and then once I made the decision, it was like turning on a light switch, and I was like, okay, good, I got it. It's finalized, you know? So it's the same thing with anything in life. Like, even forgiving someone or forgiving yourself, like, you'll battle with it for so long, and then once you make the decision to forgive yourself or someone else or whatever, it's like turning on a light switch. It's the same thing for anything. For succeeding, for having that determination that you want to succeed, like you can have literally nothing and you can still somehow be successful if you want it that badly, right? Because your desire for it is so strong that like you have to have it. So all the action you take will be kind of in line with that desire, and you'll put one foot in front of the other, and eventually you'll get to your desire. So no matter what position you're in, I promise you, your desires are waiting for you. All it takes is a little bit of a mindset shift that, hey, I am worthy and deserving because I'm alive and I'm here to actually enjoy this human experience, you know? There's so many lessons that we're going to have to face along the way, and so many painful lessons that we're going to have to face along the way for the purpose of our soul's growth. So we might as well enjoy what we can. We might as well really make this life as enjoyable as possible for ourselves. I'll give you a personal story. There was a period of time where one of my family members was like kind of harping on me for like my choice of clothing and like nail polish and just like really insignificant little trivial things that I would have as my decor, and they didn't like it because they thought it looked unprofessional, and they wanted me to really establish my presence as a professional, as a young professional. So they were like, you have to wear burgundy nail polish, you have to, you know, all these things. And that's just not me. Like, that's just not my style. That's just not my brand. I like light colors. I like bright colors. Things that remind me of happiness and freedom is what I like. So, you know, that's just how I am. You know, that's just how I roll, right? So, like, I know that about me, and I know what makes me happy, and I stick to what makes me happy. So, I couldn't follow that advice, you know what I mean? So, like, in the same way, you know what's best for you, you know, and like people will try to tell you like do this, do that, because they have seen it work for other people before, but no one is you. That's the thing. That's literally your like advantage, you know, like if this were like a game or like that's your winning advantage. The fact that no one is you. You have experience and perspective that no one else has. So, like, you gotta use that to get what you want in life. You have to use that to get what you want. And it's just about realizing that you already have everything you need, you know? And, like, getting on your own side. And, so, yeah, I hope this helped you. I love you. Subscribe. Bye.